Hoje a gente está gravando com um personagem mítico do metal, que esse mês começa o Paraíso dos Bateristas no Brasil, que ele vai fazer um workshop pelo Brasil inteiro, vai tocar em 10 cidades, se não me engano, e termina aqui em São Paulo no dia 3 de setembro. O serviço todo você vai ver no final do vídeo, a gente vai deixar tudo certinho. Mas aqui estamos com o Dave Lombardo, que foi o baterista do Slayer há muito tempo. Ele tem uma carreira de uns 35 anos, sendo que 2 décadas ele tocou nos principais discos do Slayer. Ele teve um outro projeto que chama Grip Inc., tocou no Fantomas, tocou Vivaldi, ele faz trilha sonora para seriado americano, que nem o Californication. Ele toca em desenhos para Disney. Então, é um cara que abrangeu todos os espectros possíveis no mundo da música. Dave, if I had to introduce you, I would say that you are a former band of Slayer. You started band back in 81, and then you had a lot of projects like Fantomas, Grip Inc., Film, which is your project now, and you're here in Brazil. How would you introduce yourself for someone who never heard of you?
I don't know. I didn't understand Portuguese, but I think you said it all right there. You did a good job. Pretty much, you know, of course, I founded Slayer, you know, with several other, you know, few other musicians, and from that point on, you know, I just kept developing as a drummer, and was open to, you know, different styles of music, and I've created a career and a style of my own, and I'm just an all-around drummer, I guess. You know, I like to play a lot of different styles of music.
Talking about different styles, let's get back to 77. Is that true that you started as a disco DJ?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Like Tony Manero?
Tony Manero, yeah, maybe. Well, what happened was a friend of mine down the street, you know, he was a good friend of mine, you know, growing up. His dad invested into a mobile disc jockey unit, you know, and we would go to parties and high school dances, and you know, that went on all the way until I think I was 15 or 16. So I did it from 13 years old to about 15, and yeah. But I've always played drums. I mean, during that whole period, I played drums. But you see, because being Cuban, because I was born in Cuba, dance was a big part of our culture, and so going to dances and these parties where people, you know, dancing was a big thing back then, and you know, I lived on this kind of path of, you know, going to these parties, but I also had a love for rock music and heavy music.
Playing heavy music specifically, or it started when you met Kerry King as a pizza delivery guy?
I met, I liked heavy music before that. I was really into Judas Priest and, you know, a lot of hard rock bands, you know, Zeppelin, and a lot of classic rock bands, Jimi Hendrix, and so, you know, it's pretty much been a part of my life.
Okay, and you're considered probably the best heavy metal drummer in the world. Mm-hmm. And you left the band first back in '86 when you were touring with Raining Blood, which is considered the best heavy metal record ever. Mm-hmm. At least the best thrash metal record ever. Yeah. Any regrets in your period in Slayer?
Oh, no, absolutely not. No, because it's made me who I am today, and the reasons I left in the past were valid reasons. You know, it just so happens that, you know, you hear about these things, you know, like the recent split. It's been very, a lot of people know about it, is what I'm trying to say. And so I just wanted to make sure that, things were said the correct way and said right.
For everything we hear about it, it seems like you have like no some hard times with Kerry King specifically. Is that true or not? Maybe.
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 Yeah, it's just the whole band in general.
Okay, and let's talk about a project that I particularly love, which is Incorporated.
Grip Inc. Yeah.
Yeah, Grip Inc. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
And what can you say about it?
Well, it's unfortunate. The number one thing is Gus Chambers, the singer. He passed away several years ago, and it was a band I formed in '95, and unfortunately, the original band won't be able to get back together, and and that's kind of sad. When musicians pass away, you could never replace them. And I love the records that we put together. I mean, we have Nemesis, Power of Inner Strength, and Solidify, some really good heavy metal records.
And you had that problem as well with Jeff Hanneman.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have contact with him before he died?
Yes, up to a month before he died.
Really?
Yeah. I was in contact. I was texting him because I wanted to talk to him and have a conversation about what was happening with Slayer. To tell him what was happening. So.
Okay. Yeah, very sad.
Yeah.
And we have a very, very crazy project that's called Fantomas. And I've seen a concert, a Fantomas concert back in 2005 or 6, and you were not the drummer at the time, it was Terry Bozzio.
Yes.
And I was very curious about how would they perform live that crazy stuff. And when I saw Terry Bozzio playing with a partiture, I said, that can be more crazy than that.
With a what?
With a partiture, reading the music.
Oh, I see, yeah. I had to do that.
Really?
Yeah. When I first had to learn the music, I had to have it transcribed. I gave myself my little notes to do. The music's very complicated. It's very, very complicated. We would work on 2.5 hours on 3 seconds of music. So 3 seconds of music took a long time for us to work out. You could put a lot of information in 3 seconds.
And you have that spirit again with playing for Disney cartoons, right?
Yes.
You're composing for Disney and for Californication, for series. Is that something you like?
I do. I really like that. Because it challenges you in a different way. It's not just writing in the basic format of, let's say metal music where you have verse, chorus, verse, bridge, in cartoons or television. You only have maybe, 2 to 3 bars of music and out. That's it. It's not a complete song. So writing for those, I think it's exciting. It's a lot of fun. And
another scene that I see perfectly was at Reading Festival. I saw you guys back in 2006, I guess, and you were playing like in the mid-afternoon. And after Slayer was My Chemical Romance, and they played the set of their best record, which is My Black Parade. And when you left the stage after Raining Blood, everybody was waiting, and when they came on stage, there was a rain of plastic bottles, and everybody was Slayer, Slayer.
Really? Oh, man.
And it was crazy, because they were huge at the time.
Yeah, they are.
What was the memories you have from Slayer, like that kind of fanatic reaction?
Yeah, that's common. It happened in a lot of places. A lot of bands would open up for Slayer, and they'd get things thrown at them, and they get booed, and people would, chant Slayer. So it's kind of neat, when you have that passion and that love for the band. It's really nice. Makes you feel really good.
Okay, I have to ask you if you have plans to get back with the guys from Slayer or not.
I have no plans. I mean, they can knock on my door, but I don't know if I'll answer. But so I don't know. Right now I'm focused on my new band. I'm focusing on my drum clinics, writing music. I'm staying creative, and you know, I just stay focused and don't let what happened in the past, you know, bother me or in any way inhibit my progress, you know, with the future.
Okay, and can you talk a little about film?
Well, film is a trio. It's Jerry Nessler on guitar. He played in a metal band in the 90s called Civil Defiance. And Pancho Tomaselli, a South American-born Ecuadorian, and he lived in Venezuela for many years. And he's the bass player, and he plays currently with a band called War. It's a funk band, and he also plays with Tower of Power, you know, on occasion, whenever Rocco Prestia, you know, can't make it. And it's music that you're familiar with, but it's played or it just sounds, you know, just a little bit different. It sounds, it has like a classic rock vibe, you know, very old school, but has, you know, the same aggression, of course, because of my drumming, you know, that Slayer has. Some parts are thrash metal. We have a little bit of thrash metal. We have a little bit of punk, funk. We go into blues. It just, the music, because of the musicians, the music is very diverse. It doesn't have a specific genre. You know, it's not just thrash metal. It's very open. And, you know, the musicianship in the band is really good. I mean, these guys are great players. And I'm very proud and happy to have met them and have this band.
Yeah, and playing for to Vivaldi, from Slayer, it's clear that you like this wide range of styles.
I listen to different styles of music, and I'll even, let's say I'll turn on the TV, and if there's a song, you know, that I hear, I'll search for that song, and I'll try to, you know, find it, and I'll buy the record, and, you know, it's, I don't know, it just keeps me always fresh, you know, in my mind, you know, and not staying in one style of music.
And since we're broadcasting this before you start your clinics in Brazil, would you like to tell what will happen if somebody is interested in going?
Well, when Rock Free Day, I mean, the shows are being put on by Rock Free Day, and you know, when they contacted me, I wanted to bring something new and something fresh to Brazil, you know. So I have these songs that I'm going to be performing. They're play-alongs, you know, with no vocals. It's just music, heavy guitars, and so I think there's about 3 or 4 of those, and I put together a very special Slayer medley, you know. And,
really?
Yeah. Actually, I need to practice a little bit because I just created it, so I still need to listen to it a little bit more. And then I'll go into like some drum soloing, and then I'll have a point in the clinic where I'll have, you know, the fans, they could ask me questions, and we have a nice conversation like we're having right now. But it's going to be with a group of, you know, of kids that enjoy what I've done and love drums.
Okay, and people will bring a lot of Slayer and film material for you to sign. I will ask you to specifically sign one of the...
Oh, yeah.
I hope you don't mind.
Not at all. I have it. I have
really?
One, yeah.
Yeah, it's
I think I have this one.
So it's your
Sure.
stick.
There you go.
And like that, we finish our interview. Thank you very
Awesome.
much for your time. You have vocês têm o serviço agora de todas a turnê de Dave Lombardo no Brasil, mítico, baterista do Slayer, do Grip Inc., do Fantomas, do Film. Está aqui esse mês inteiro. E é isso que temos por hoje.